What's up, everyone? We are on episode 12 of the Felsbrunn22 series here on Farming Simulator 22. Last time we got to harvest, we're still on the same day, not too long after episode 11. So we harvested field 17, I think it is. I'll get to know these numbers one of these days. Yeah, 17 we got harvested. 19 and 20 we did in episode 10, I think. Or 9, something like that. So we got all that done. Now we are just waiting on the canola right here where my little all-seeing eye is. I want to plant all the fields at the same time, so I will probably have a tractor going on the planter. And then after we do whatever field prep we need to do as far as lime, and 19 and 20 don't need it. They're good on lime, and we sprayed them in one of the last episodes. So those ones are ready to go. We just need to plant. And those ones, I think, yeah, 18 needs lime. So we'll see how that goes after we, we'll probably harvest, lay lime, and then we'll go ahead and plow it. That way we know it's ready. 17 shows that it's ready, but I think we're going to plow that one too. Probably go ahead and lime it. That way these two are on the same cycle, and then these two are on the same cycle together, but they're separate, you know. That way that'll give us time to do other things, you know, instead of trying to run all 4 fields. We'll plant them at the same time, but as far as field prep goes, they won't be on the same schedule. That way, you know, when these ones, when it's their time, we can focus on just getting these ones done, and we don't have 2 other fields to go, you know. Plus, that way when we make these 2 one field, we don't have this section of the field on a different cycle than this section of the field, you know. So we'll go ahead and plow, well, lime and plow both of these, 17 and 18, after we get to harvest 18. We'll go ahead and lime and plow both of them at the same time, and then that way we'll plant all 4 of them at the same time. So once we get all the field prep done on these 2 over here, then we'll go ahead and plant everything. So we're going to go ahead and sleep, harvest the canola, and then we will start our field prep over there. I may slow the time down to maybe 5 or something. That way we have a good time going, you know, to give us a little more time to get some stuff done. That way we can at least maybe take the day and get the harvest done, and possibly both of those fields prepped by today. And then whoa. Yeah, then we'll go from there. So yeah, this one's ready to go. It just changed as we were pulling up. Go ahead and get this baby unfolding while we get over here. Pick up our header. we're going to go ahead and at least do our little perimeter sweep that we like to do, as I like to call it. Get my little perimeter sweep down. Boy, that dirt looks good right there. What is this that I'm doing? Is this wheat? I never did look. Well, I never could tell. What the hell am I doing? Oh no, that's canola. Never mind. 17 was the wheat. Okay. Alright. I really haven't messed with canola a whole lot on FS22, to be quite honest with you. Canola and soybeans used to be my key two crops. For some reason, canola is not worth as much as it used to be. Canola and soybeans used to be the, like 1 year or one, harvest, canola would be up and soybeans would be kind of, about mid. And the next time around, like soybeans would be, a really good price, and canola was, down. But I really haven't messed with canola. I mean, it still makes good money on here, just not as much as it used to. But I don't know if it's because I haven't done canola very much, or if this is maybe custom textures on this map. I don't know if they did custom textures or not. I really didn't even read the thing about it, I don't think. I may have, I don't know. But once I seen that Felsbrunn was back, I was on it. That was all it took for me. Once I seen Felsbrunn, I was like, oh yes. Because if you don't know from earlier episodes, I've talked about how I was about to download FS19 again onto my PlayStation so that I could play this map, because I was really missing this map. And it was probably 2 or 3 days later, I got on to check and see if there were any new maps, and right there was Felsbrunn, and I mean, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I smiled real big and everything. I was so happy when I seen Felsbrunn. When I seen Felsbrunn was on here, I was so happy. Because I was trying to figure out what game I could get rid of so that I could re-download FS19. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, it had been a couple days and I got on there and looked, and I mean, I downloaded it as soon as it was done. I got on it. I planned out the route that I was going to drive on my map tour, and I made the map tour, and that was it. Usually I am about an hour or so just planning everything for my map tour, and getting stuff ready and getting things set up. So it's some time that you put into map tours. Some of them I've spent a little longer than an hour getting ready for, just because I would be going along and then I would say something stupid, or my dog would start barking or something, and map tours you can just go ahead and cut, and there's even been some of them that I finished. I did it all the way through, but maybe I just really wasn't happy with some things that I said or did in there, and I was just like, because I try, especially on the map tours and these episodes, I usually don't cut anything out. I know on the map tours there's been a couple videos that I cut some stuff out, just because something either happened that I didn't want to be on the map tour, or you know, there was one, I know my dog started barking. I don't even remember, it was some delivery, probably FedEx or something. She don't really like the FedEx people. But yeah, she started barking, so there wasn't really anything important going on in that map tour at that point, so I just kind of faded it into the next scene as best I could, from the time she started barking to the time she stopped, you know, which was maybe a minute, you know, maybe 60 seconds or so. So it was basically just a little bit of a, you know, just a little bit of a drive. But I think if I remember right, it was a road that we had already come down the other way, and we were just going back just a little ways on that same road. So I basically just cut out, you know, going back on that same road. Get this mini map out of our way. But I basically just cut out, you know, that same road that, you know, we had already seen. So I guess it's already all the way up. I guess we could put it down just a little bit. I really don't know if that makes any kind of a difference on the game here, as to whether or not, shoot, I don't even have a trailer hooked up, do I? Man, I totally wasn't prepared for that. Sorry, I was trying to do something, but go ahead and kill the tractor. We'll leave it here. I'll just let that sit there, and then when we need to, we'll come back there and just put out the chute and let her unload. But I think we'll probably finish this field up before we even need to unload again, so no big deal. Yeah, I have a lot of memories on this map. A lot of memories. I was just thinking about one time I was topping this hill here, and right over there where we have our wind turbine, I used to do beehives all through that whole section right there. And well, the best I could anyway. I don't think it was that curvy and hilly on 19, but anyway, I used to have beehives over there, you know, a bunch, as many as I could get in. I think one time I had 8 of them over there. And it was cool because I was right here on the edge of the field. And so when I looked over at the bees, and it was morning time, like it was, you know, the sun was giving everything like that, you know, that morning glow. And when I looked over that way, because I was coming the way we were just coming, but I topped the hill and I was clear over there on the edge of the field. And I could actually see the bees coming out of the hives and, you know, flying away. And it just looked really, really cool because the time of day that it was, you know, the sun had everything looking gold. I think I was harvesting canola or something, matter of fact. and it was a really cool scene. And I remember even thinking back then that I wish, that I was a streamer or something and people got to see that, because that was so cool looking. And it was just something that I really wanted other people to see. I even did a screenshot of it, but that screenshot's long been erased. But yeah, I did a screenshot of it. Even showed it to my wife, and my wife can't stand this game. She doesn't like it. But she thought it was a really cool picture too, because the way that like I said, the way the sun was going, it was early morning. I think it was kind of foggy even, but you could see the bees coming out of the hives, and it just looked really cool, because the one field still had, the little field still had crop growing in it that still looked good and had color to it, and everything mixed with the morning sun and everything. It just looked really, really cool. And I wish that I would have gotten into streaming and all this kind of stuff, like how I'm doing videos here on YouTube, and I stream on Twitch. So I wish I would have looked into these things and got into them a long time ago, because for probably, I would say, at least the last 2 years, I have wanted to become a streamer and all that, but I thought I needed PC and everything else, and that was it's still way far away for me. Unless somehow I miraculously win the lottery that I always talk about winning but never play. Other than that, PC is a long way away for me. But as long as I can, I'll do the PS4. Just depends. I don't know, if some other kind of deal would present itself for PC. I would probably go with the PC, but if I got some other kind of deal presented itself, with PS5, and maybe that might be a better option for me or something, then I'll go with that. But my eventual goal, I should say, is to have a PC set up, steering wheels and all that good stuff. It's I really got out of gaming. Not really got out of it. I pretty much kept gaming. But we had a kid young, and it slowed things down for us. So there wasn't no getting steering wheels and things like that for us. It was every now and then we would go ahead and splurge on a game or something, but we never got steering wheels and custom controllers and all the good stuff. We never got to get into any of that stuff, because our son came absolutely first, 110%. He always absolutely came first. And starting out young like we were, and for the time, it was rough at first. It really was. Just in the last probably 10 years, 12 years, we finally started getting our shit together, and you know, that kind of thing. And do we have a... I don't have a... That's the fuel pump. That's that. That's the silo. Yeah, I don't have do I have a sprayer? No, I don't, do I? Yeah, we need to get a sprayer. I wanted to get the handheld one, but we're not going to do that because it's $5,000. So, where are we going to put it? What's that? Oh, no, that's nothing. That's... I don't even know what it is. I haven't clicked on it or anything. I would say somewhere over around in here, you know, out in the open somewhere. Maybe we can slap it right here or something, because it'd be easy for us to get everything right here, you know, to spray it. Yeah, I think over there is probably the better idea. I was going to start right here, but, you know, then I'd have to pull everything over this way close enough to get it. So I think we'll just put it, I'd almost put it right there by the fuel pump, but let's slap it right here. That's what we'll do. I don't know. Yeah, because we can still pull everything right here. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Alright. Sorry you guys had to witness that. That's just... that is my thought process. I will wander around forever trying to find a good place to put something. Yeah, so usually I would get the handheld one. I don't know why it's not showing up on here, but anyway, there's a handheld one, but this one is 4,500. And I basically get the same thing, just different name right here for 1,550. So that's the one I'll go with. It's cheap, and right now that's what we want. We want cheap. So we're just going to spin that around like that. And we're going to put it right there. Perfect. Bam. And next time we put this down, you know, I've been thinking about maybe making a little piece that does come around the silo here and then putting it in a shed somewhere along the lines here maybe. I don't know, because I want to get something big enough for things to fit in. I know I'm not going to find anything, well, there is a couple of them that I could find where this one would fit. But yeah, I want to get another shed in here somewhere, you know, where I can put other things, you know, like the salt spreader and the snow blower and, you know, stuff like that. I can, you know, go ahead and put in its own little spot so that it's not in the way. I mean, I guess I do have some room right there that I could put that stuff in. But, yeah, so we'll go ahead. We're just going to park this for now after I did all that work. Because I don't feel like turning this all back around and everything else. So. Alright, but it's fully repaired and refueled, ready to go for the next harvest. We'll probably just go ahead and do the next harvest, and then we'll spray it off instead of spraying it off and then do the harvest. Okay, so we need Where's the other tractor? There we go. I think we're going to use this to pull the spreader around so we can lay lime on both of these fields. So we'll go ahead and get rid of this canola. I'm gonna have to check canola prices, and wheat, I know it's not due up for a minute, so but we'll check the prices on all that, because we did just get a, harvest that other field. 18 or 17 was the wheat, and then 18 was the one we just did that was canola, and we had these two that were the soybeans that we planted. So soybeans are July, we're in May, so next month, yeah, see, they're getting up there. We got 2,932. We got 3,148 down at the supermarket. 3,219 at the Hugentobler. I don't know how to say that, so I apologize if I said it wrong. I'm sure I probably did. So those prices are going up, and their projection peak is 3,711. So we'll keep an eye on the prices from here on out on the soybeans. Canola does not go until November, so we're good on that. We'll start to keep an eye on the canola around August or September. And wheat, it doesn't come back around again until December, so canola will be next, and then wheat right after. So we'll keep an eye for soybeans are first. They are coming up within the next couple sleeps. We'll be selling those because we're in May right now. So we have June and July, and like I said earlier, June will probably be when we have to make the sale. That's probably when the peak price will be, and then from the end of June into July, the price usually starts to plummet pretty quick. So we'll keep an eye on soybeans from here out, then canola is next, and then wheat is right after, because canola is in November and wheat's in December. So we'll keep an eye on all of them, and we'll go from there. So I need to drop this trailer off. We'll grab the spreader so we can spread some lime. So it's really only field 18 that actually needs limed, but like I explained before, we're going to lime and plow both of these, 17 and 18. That way they're both on the same cycle, because we will eventually turn this into one field anyway. And I don't want half of the field to be on one cycle and the other half of the field to be on another cycle. So, excuse me, we're going to do both of them at the same time. That way when we become one field, it'll be on the same cycle. Also, like I said before, I want to make sure like 19 and 20 are on the same cycle with each other, and then 17 and 18 will be on their cycle together. That way we have other things to do, you know. We're not trying to do all the fields and do everything for them all in one day. That way one day we can focus on these two, and the next day we can focus on the other two, or whatever, you know. However it ends up falling. Unless they all fall on the same day, then I guess we have to do them all on the same day. Or we can do two one day, and then come back in the next day and do the other two, and that way they're on a little bit of a different cycle. I like to do it that way. If I end up, you know, once you get going, you'll have stuff that keeps you busy every single day. And that's why I like to keep the fields staggered, you know. If I have two of them close together, I'd like both of them to be on the same cycle with each other. You know, like how we have these 4 fields, 2 of them are on one cycle, 2 of them are on the other cycle. And that way we not only have things to do day to day, but also we're not trying to fit everything into one day, you know, because that would be harvest 4 fields. And you know, if it comes down to field prep, say you know, you got harvest, you have to lime, then you have to plow, then you have to plant, you know, which is basically what we're doing right now on 17 and 18. You know, you don't want to do that every single time, you know, because that's the way it's going to end up falling. All of them are going to be on the same cycle. So you'll be doing a harvest, and when field prep time comes, you'll harvest, you'll have to plow, you'll have to line, you'll have to plant, you know. And if you don't have the combination planter or seeder, then you got to go through, you have to line, plow, fertilize, cultivate, and then plant, you know. And you would have to do that all 4 fields at the same time every single time. So I like to try to space things out a little bit so that we don't have too much that needs to be done at one time, and we're not struggling to get things done. Because I don't care what anyone says, canola and sunflowers, stuff like that, they usually take a little bit longer than some of the other crops anyway. So if we planted like one field canola and the rest of them soybeans, the canola field is going to be done after the soybeans. So you would have to hold off on your soybeans so that it would stay on the same harvest, kind of the same harvest cycle. I know there was a couple of strips up here that we missed, and I got the rest on that side to do. I didn't realize it was going to cover as much as it did. There it is. One of the ones I seen but didn't end up getting. Where were we at here? Did I get all of it all the way? Yeah, I think I did get it all the way. Okay. Hell yeah, that works for me. Alright. Start this one. Looks like we're going to have to I guess we'll go through and plow so we won't have to spray the weeds. I was going to say we're going to have to spray weeds, but we might go ahead and spray after we plant. Since we still have herbicide in there, I think I will spray after we plant so that we can go ahead and get the weeds out of the way now. Because normally I would go through and spray this and kill the weeds, and then go through and plant, and then you don't have any weeds that grow the whole growing season. So it makes it nice. You don't have to worry about doing that, because then you're switching around through everything too many times. Because you might go ahead and do fertilizer right after the first grow. Well, there's weeds in there too. So once you do the fertilizer, you're going to have to go ahead and empty out, put the herbicide in, and then, you go to do the next field, and you have to do the same thing again. You have to switch it out, or you just go ahead and leave the herbicide in and spray that one, and then come back or something, But either way it goes, you're going to be switching everything out more times than you need to. So I don't know if I spray this field now and then plow. That should have gotten that section. Why didn't it? Huh. That totally should have gotten that section. Anyhow. I was going to say, I knew I missed some of this down through here too. I think it's because of the way that it humps right there. It's a little bit of a rise and fall there. Yeah, this is going to be nice when these are both one field. I've actually only done that successfully once playing this map. I say successfully because the second time around, or the first time around actually, I didn't line things up quite right on them. And it just gave my workers so many problems, because at that point my farm was pretty huge. I had all of these fields, I had all of those fields there, those two, I had these two big ones, then I had the two little ones over there on the hill. I had that one there, and the one in the distance that you can see there. That one over there, which is 10 or 11, something like that. 11 here. See, I had these four, which I have now. I owned all of that. I had 11, 10, 9, 16, and 8. These two stayed separate. These two were connected together. This one was totally gone. It was just this one. These two were one great big field. It was even bigger than that. Like, I brought it, down along the trees, and, a little closer to the road, and connected them and made them even all through here. At one point I even cut down all the trees that line this road and brought this field pretty much over to the road. 11 pretty much stayed the same. 10, I ended up cutting everything out through here, and extended it over this way as much as I could. It was a little bumpy and hard to do right, but I had that one extended. This one I actually ended up taking all the way out, and putting in 2 cow barns. And then up here at the top of the hill I had I think 3 or 4 greenhouses. And I had another silo over here too that I just used to keep everything that I needed to feed the cows. But yeah, and I owned all of 3 of these and both of these right here. So the farm was pretty big then, and I absolutely depended on workers. Absolutely depended on them to get everything done. When my farm was that size, it took us about 3 in-game days to get everything done, from the time I harvested to planting, field prep, whatever needed done. Was about 3 in-game days, and that was pretty much working around the clock. Like one night I would start to harvest, I would get so many of them done. Like I said, I usually split everything off into groups. So like once I got done with all 4 of these fields, that was usually harvest to field prep to replant. Was well into the next night. So I would start at night, I would harvest. By the time I was done harvesting, morning was coming, and I was starting on the other fields to get stuff done and whatnot with some workers. Unless it was something that I wanted to do, like plowing. I like to plow. So doing lime and doing the planting and things like that, I usually have workers take care of when the farm's real big. So jobs that I'm not good at, or I don't, every now and then I'll sit there and take the time to do it. But especially these recorded episodes, I want to try to do as much of the busy work as I can. Like harvesting. I know that's slow, but it's busy work. Things like this I don't mind doing with the lime, but I don't always, want to do it, especially in some of the maps with the curvy fields and everything. I hate trying to lime all them curvy fields. But putting seeds in the ground, I usually let workers to do that, because I hate going in really crooked lines. Not so much when I'm doing the lime or anything like that, but when I'm planting, I like to make sure that I'm not bobbing and weaving everywhere. So I usually let the workers do it. Plus it's just really slow, and not a whole lot of action going on. You don't get to move really fast or anything. And I know harvesting's slow too, but you're at least busy. You got to make sure you keep it lined up, and make sure you're not going too far off course or anything like that. So it's not totally horrible. For some reason, putting seeds in the ground, I don't. It just drives me up the wall, and I'm not very good at it. I can't really do a straight line with it for some reason. So but yeah, I do have plans for this field, or this farm, and everything else. So I'm gonna scoot this back a little bit further. This thing takes forever to unhook for some reason. So I usually hit the button and start pulling away, and usually by then everything's unhooked. But that thing, it stays hooked on for a second. Alright, so we got those fields. We got 17 and 18 are harvested and limed. So next episode, which will be episode 13. That'll be a whole new week. So episode 13 will be coming out on a Tuesday then. So we'll be going ahead and plowing both of these, and then we'll go ahead and plant all 4 of them. And that'll give us our first fertilizing. Actually, these, no, I was gonna say these 2 might already have fertilizing going because I'm going to plow them, but that's only if there were some crops in here that I was plowing up in it. So yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of Felsbrunn22 series here on Farming Simulator 22. Hey, we got our tent. There's the tent. So maybe it does go with the seasons. I don't know. Because the mower and all that stuff wasn't out here in the wintertime or anything. So that's pretty cool. And that's actually, I think that's a mod. This whole section, besides the lights on the corner, everything else comes right in the mod. You know, I didn't put all this together. It was just a mod. The lights here on the corners, those aren't with the mod. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I didn't know if it was just like a glitch or something, you know, but it must go with the seasons, which is a pretty awesome feature. So anyway, this is episode 12. Again, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Any questions, any critiques, anything you got, leave it in the comments. Give the videos a like if you enjoyed them. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you know when a new video drops, whether it be new episodes for this series, maybe a new series coming out, or some map tours for Farming Simulator 22. I'm Crooked Stick, and I'll catch you next time.